Just like Michelangelo into the blue on heavenly wings. Cargo hand bones don't take off, no smoke, no mirror, no strings. I can't take off these dark shades. I can only say how it's too beautiful. Our town on TV. Our town, there's you and me. Upside down, hanging out of an airplane.
Welcome to Our Town, and I'm your host, Larry Frost, and this is April. Can you believe it? Today's show is a very special show. We'll be going to Our Neighbor's Table with Rosemary, Werner, and Joan Bukowski to discuss Joan's first year with Our Neighbor's Table, with all the Easter baskets and all the meals that were prepared. And in the second segment, we'll be going around and getting some nice, pretty shots of the flowers coming out and whatever those white trees are that I seem to not know every year. So let's get started.
Hi, I'm Mayor Thatcher Kezer, and I'm here with Rosie and Our Neighbor's Table, helping to hand out Easter dinners to the folks coming here as part of Our Neighbor's Tables effort. And along with many other volunteers from the police department, fire department, the local banks, local dentists, and others, we're all here to help hand out some good dinners to people for the holiday season. And it's a great effort by Our Neighbor's Table and all the folks involved in that to make this possible. So it's a pleasure to be here.
Hi, this is Rosemary from Our Neighbor's Table, and this is Joan, and we're having a conversation today. We thought that we would talk about Joan's first experience with the Easter program, and it went off wonderfully well, I thought, yesterday, despite the cold and you know, all the last minute things that came up. But first of all, what did you think, Joan, of all the basket? We did 580 baskets.
Well, when you first told me we were going to do 580 baskets and no problem, it was all be just done in a flash, no big deal. Oh my God, I was I didn't think that I didn't know how that was going to happen. I was absolutely amazed at the organization, at the amount of donations that came through. We had you started doing bows weeks and weeks in advance. We had the bows done. We had the grass. We had the baskets ordered. We had cellophane ordered. We had we put out the word to everybody in the community for the donations,
and they responded.
Well, a couple weeks before, I'm getting like, oh, I don't know, and then all of a sudden they pour in, and it was fantastic, and it was so wonderful. We had just scores of volunteers coming in different shifts, people helping unload, people setting up, people.
That's a great help, isn't it, when you get, people coming in later in the afternoon, because by that time our legs are so tired.
Oh, yeah.
So we have fresh energy coming in. But I thought it went wonderfully well, as usual, and I was so pleased with the response, again, of the communities, and not just Amesbury, but so many other communities were so generous. Churches and businesses and Girl Scouts, and it just went on and on. So it was a fabulous time, and I have to say that we did have a lot of fun making the bows. We were up at Gloria's for 2 days, and she made lunch and supervised all of us, so it was a lot of fun, and it was wonderful to see the children's faces. I just think it's such a boost for children. And I'm really pleased that we can reach out to so many communities with this program. Pettingill House, Community Action, the Women's Crisis Center, Anna Jake's psychiatric unit, and schools, and all our own kids, of course. And I think it's wonderful that we can do that, because we're the people from all these other areas are so generous to us.
That's right. And, they weren't simple little baskets with a little chocolate egg and
Yeah.
each basket had either a large stuffed animal or a couple little beanie babies. They
Yeah.
were packed to, just
Yeah,
packed
they were.
full. They were
They looked
absolutely gorgeous.
I was really pleased with how we utilized everything afterwards too. And just for our viewers to know, we had a lot of beanie babies left over this year, and so Joan and I got some huge baskets, and we filled them with about 30 or 35 beanie babies, and we were able to get them distributed. Les Childs took 2 baskets into the Sidney Faber Cancer Institute for Children in Boston, and then Sandra Jutras brought one into the Mass General for children that come through the emergency room. And then Connie brought a basket to Anna Jake's emergency room, and then I got a basket. I brought one down to Haverhill, to the emergency room there. So I was really pleased that we utilized what we had left over in a positive way and still reaching children.
Yeah.
And that was great. And then any candy we had left over, the volunteers bagged it, and we got it to the senior center. So that was a little treat.
Yeah.
That, but I was really pleased. And I think next year we should probably try and remember any leftover stuffed animals to go to the emergency rooms. I think it's wonderful that a child that's hurting and ill, could get comfort from something that we could do like that.
And, that's where I give you a lot of credit, because I'm like, oh, should we just tuck them away for next year? What if nobody gives next year? But, the community just always gives.
Always
so
does.
you just have to have that faith that people come through, and they did it at Christmas, they did it at Thanksgiving. They'll do it, they did it this Easter,
That's right.
hundredfold, and
It
they'll
was
do it again
amazing.
next year.
And then it was amazing. It was so great. The police department driving the truck filled with, they made a teddy bear, a basket run to the Women's Crisis Center for us to make that delivery, and also made other deliveries for us. So that really worked out well. I'm always touched when I look at the pews of the church here at Main Street and see all the baskets
We
in
have
them.
girls on one side, boys on one side,
Yeah.
and then ages, a little sign with ages up on every pew, so that the little
Yeah.
helpers for the Easter Bunny can, go grab the right
Yeah.
thing. It's it's
It is,
emotional just to
yeah,
look
it
at
is.
it all.
And I'm always, when I look at the pews, it makes me, one of the, Barbara, one of our volunteers that we love so dearly here, put it so wisely. She cried when she saw the pews with the baskets in it, because to her it looked like children sitting in pews. I thought that was such an interesting analogy. But it is a wonderful, it always gives me kind of goosebumps when I see them made. And I think that we would be here all day to try and thank the enormous amount of people, Paula and Valerie and everyone that made bowls.
A million volunteers,
Yes.
from children to
So
senior
many.
citizens
Yes.
to groups and organizations, and
Yeah,
There's
it is
too many.
amazing. There is. And we were very grateful also that Father Jack Gentleman allowed us to use the hall
To
at
assemble
Holy.
them.
Yeah, that made a big difference, having a big hall with a lot of long tables.
Yeah.
Don't you think we were able to kind of spread out and,
Our pantry is so tiny, and just
Yeah.
spaces, so we could never have done a thing
No,
here.
no,
So it
we
was
couldn't.
really nice to
It
have.
was,
to have
yeah,
that.
and that's we really do appreciate the generosity of Holy Family.
I also think, I know I raised a child and I didn't give a thought to being able to give them an Easter basket each year. I just
Because
didn't
you
even think
could.
about it, because I could. I was very
Yeah.
lucky and I could. In this economy, so it means so much. You may not think about it, but when you do, it means so much to a
Yeah.
family that can't afford to give their child
Yeah.
a basket.
It was,
just makes
their
all the
little
difference in the
faces
world.
were so,
Oh, watching them,
so
they
funny watching
came
them.
out, they were holding on tight to those baskets. I mean, they were just so.
I
it was
have
wonderful
to, I have to
see.
tell you that as it was so much fun with the Easter Bunny. This is the first year we've had the Easter Bunny here. And it was just marvelous for the children. And of course, Sandra Jutras donated that in memory of her uncle, that costume, which was beautiful, and we so appreciated. But it was so much fun to see the children's, their eyes were huge when they would, and then it was so much fun sometimes to see the reaction, because sometimes they were like, oh my God, what is that?
Yeah.
It was funny because some of them were so happy and would just jump on the lap, and then others were like, you know, get me away. But it was, I wish it hadn't been so cold out there, but
It
we're
was a
so,
chilly
we
day.
can't do anything about the weather.
Well, and I saw a little girl, because we also had the balloon, Mr. D, the balloon
Yes,
down there.
that's
And
new this year.
I saw a little girl, and she had this huge basket with a stuffed animal. She had like 2 balloons in the other hand. And then we do these
Snack
nutritious snack packs every week. And I'll give a plug to the 9th and 10th graders at Holy Redeemer Parish. Did these great big huge bunnies that we stapled
They
to
were
each bag.
beautiful.
So I had this little girl, she had a big snack pack with the bunny. I mean, she could hardly walk. She was about, this tall,
Yeah.
and just walked with a huge grin on her face,
Yeah.
chocolate smeared on the.
He did a
just
great job,
adorable.
Mr. D, and that's somebody new that we had this year also. He was so generously donated his time this year, and it was so much fun to see so many of the kids. When there was one little one came in here to have dinner, and we could hardly get her seated in the chair behind because she had some sort of a contraption on her head. I don't know what it was supposed to be, but it was enormous, and we were trying to just take a little into the left, but anyway, she didn't want that to move. She really enjoyed it, so it was great, and it was great to have all the help setting up out there.
Yeah.
Um,
It was hard. There was a line out to the street for a while, and it was chilly, and the kids were anxious. and
Yeah.
He was out, the balloon, Mr. D was out there just
He
entertaining
entertained them,
them so
yeah.
that it made it go so much quicker.
Yeah.
I always worry about the line and
I know.
people being outside
I
in the
know.
cold, but it made it a lot better for the
Yeah.
kids yesterday.
All I could think of was that, wasn't it a shame it wasn't Sunday? The weather was so perfect Sunday, and here we are freezing. And
It
it
works that
has,
way.
it just, we can't do anything about it because we're hardy New Englanders. But it was just extraordinary. It touches me so much, and the generosity of the people always amazes me. And I don't know why. I'm amazed again and again, but I am, because I think that when times are tough, it's one of the things that we do so well is to band together and give, we've been so grateful for this program has been enormously blessed, really, by the sponsors and the donors and the people that support us in so many ways. And it is extraordinary when we go to meetings and we tell people the Amesbury Police Department pays the rent for us in this dining room, and they're like, you gotta be kidding me. And I say, no, they're just so good to us that you pick the phone up, and of course this is the non-emergency number, and you ask them, and God bless them, they're always, so in tune to help us. And I feel like I never want to take that for granted, because we couldn't do this program, really. They're so good to us here. Have you ever seen that in another town, that kind of, it's just, I wonder if it's a small town thing.
I do think that's, I think we're very fortunate, and I think that small towns try to take care of their own. They really
Yeah.
do. And
Yeah.
I always expect when times get tough, people are gonna say, I'm sorry, I got my own family to take care of. I have to do what I need to do, but it just seems the opposite, that
Yeah.
the worse it gets, the more people, because they feel a responsibility to help people in their
I
own
do,
town.
yeah.
Take care of their own.
It's funny too, because, we need, obviously, we need financial support to do this program, and we've always been good stewards of people's financial support, and we have to have the big checks to make this program work. but yet it was two single dollars in an envelope written with a real shaky hand to our neighbor's table. I think that just one time we got, that just touched me so deeply. And it was somebody that came here, and that was all that she had. And I was so touched by that $2 was so much to her, you know. And I was like, my God, people with little still will give.
Oh, there are people still that come to the pantry and give $1 each time
Yes.
they come in. And, you know, it's just $1 here and $1 there, but it makes them feel that they're contributing in any way that they can. And those dollars add up to helping us pay for all the things we need to pay.
And the Easter program is expensive, the food and the, you know, all of the meal and everything that we do. And I, you know, and I know Joan has been amazed at the generosity of the sponsors that stepped forward to put this on every year.
And we gave out great, I mean, we gave out, I don't know if I can remember, we gave out a ham or a chicken to everybody, and they were very nice size.
Yeah.
We gave out a couple cans of vegetables, we gave out real potatoes, we gave out milk, we gave out bread, we gave out I don't know, 5, 6 other items, including
there was a lot.
Cookies.
Plus we had that cheesecake company that gave
us Cheesecake donated some
donated
coffee cakes
over
that were
300
wonderful.
coffee cakes, which is fabulous.
That was
a big treat, and it was unexpected.
It was.
Yeah, that was
Last
just a
minute
phone call.
unexpected.
Yeah, so we were like, yes, we'll take them, thank you, we'll take them, and Leon went down and picked them up, so we were really thrilled with that. So,
I mean, I'm always proud of the food that we were able to give out to people in the pantry, but at the holidays, we try to do just a couple little extra things when we can, and
and the
those hams were
farm
gorgeous.
coming up, we have this summer, we have to look forward to the farm fresh produce, which is, I'm very excited about that. I think that's a really great idea to be able to get fresh produce and have people, and I'm really excited that we're going to have chefs here once a month.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, to be outside and to, of course, the challenge is they do have to cook what's in the pantry.
Yeah, we're going to set them out outside.
Yes.
So somebody in the pantry can see.
That's right, and we'll give a
suggestions and ideas,
demonstration.
samples.
Yeah, and sample what we will give them, and I think the first one we're going to do is Francis, who's the co-owner of, and Mark, the owners of the Powwow River Grill, are going to be our first. Francis is the chef. Mark is going to be his assistant. And I thought what the thing is the fire department and Merrimack are going to cook chicken on the grill. And Francis is going to come up with a marinade and a sauce for it. And then we'll give people samples of the chicken that are in line, and then they'll be able to, he'll explain what you can, different ways to cook it, a new idea. And of course, chicken is so nutritional too, so that will be nice. But I think it'll be fun, and I think it will be. Every month we're going to do, we have chefs lined up that will do it, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah, we really try hard to make sure that each person that comes to the pantry, it's a positive experience. We can't always make standing outside in the line in the rain.
No, we can't
positive,
change the weather.
We can do, we try to do,
That's
make
right.
it as pleasant and quick as possible, but we know that it's not an easy thing
And
to
also,
do.
I'm always proud of the fact that we give choice.
Yes.
And some places don't do that. They just give a bag of food. But I like the idea, and I always have, that, if you don't like spinach, then don't have somebody give you a can of spinach in a bag. I'd rather somebody would pick out a vegetable that they will eat, and that simply makes sense. You will eat it when it's something that you enjoy. So I always like the client choice. I've always been a big believer in it, although I know some places they simply
Can't
for
the
whatever
sizes or
reason,
whatever
they
the
pre-bag. But I've always liked that idea, and I always think there's more dignity there for somebody to pick out something something that they want.
And we couldn't do that either without all the volunteers we have that work in the
Oh,
pantry
I
every
know.
Wednesday, every Saturday.
They're
who
such the
give their
backbone
time.
of this
Yeah,
organization,
And again,
aren't
they
they?
come from so many, they're people who are retired. We've had so many people who this year have been unemployed. They've lost their job.
Yeah.
And they've called us the next day saying,
Yeah.
I got to do something while I'm looking. What can I do? We have a few people now that have become a little indispensable. I don't know
I
what we'll do
know.
when they go back to
Like
work.
Jeff.
Yeah.
One of the things we saw too, though, was the Obama effect.
Well, yes, we got
We
more
did.
calls from
Yeah.
volunteers after Obama was elected.
Yeah. I felt that
That's
he
great.
ignited a lot of people with his attitude. And so such a positive attitude, but we kind of laughed at that. It's the Obama effect. So Joan, we're going to wrap up this afternoon with the end of our deliveries. Dr. Maris Totola will be helping with the rest of the group homes that we're going to this afternoon. Dr. Dotola's and Little have been a huge supporter of this program. And I've always been fascinated that they donate all the toothbrushes and toothpaste that goes into every
It's so great to have
basket.
toothbrush and toothpaste in the Easter basket.
Isn't it
You know
fun?
the kids are going to be eating the candy all
Yeah,
day long.
but it was so
It's
great. And also, I thought that it was such a wonderful meal last night. We had beautiful roast beef
It's roast beef.
and mashed potatoes and gravy, such a comfort food and such a treat because we don't have roast beef that often here. So it was such a treat, and Tony and the group did such a fabulous job in here.
Yeah.
They were here since 6:30. Tony might have slept here, I'm not sure, but they do such a fabulous job every single Wednesday, putting out such a good meal and a nutritional meal, and so careful, and I know so many people enjoyed it. We did over 700 dinners with the meals to go and multiples.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm thrilled about the Meals to Go program because the Newburyport 5-cent Savings Bank, their generosity allows that program. It's a wonderful program, and
Great.
so
And we did probably over 400 grocery meals
Yes.
delivered
Yeah,
outside
which was
into
great.
group homes and
Yeah,
stuff.
it-
And again, the energy of the volunteers that help, I mean, they just
I
go
know.
and go and go. And some of them had shifts for 3-4 hours, and they were still lugging and lifting and
Yeah.
unwrapping and, breaking down boxes. And
Yeah.
they're amazing. They're inspirational, and they're
every
wonderful.
time I saw Lieutenant Mark Agnon, he was bent over lifting boxes.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what time I went by, he was still bent over doing it. And the kids were so fabulous, the little ones helping as well.
Oh, we had all kinds of
They
kids helping
enjoy
yesterday,
that,
some
don't
youth
they?
groups coming and helping.
Yeah.
They had a wonderful time.
They
I
did,
think.
and I think
Giving
it's
out
great.
snack packs.
Yeah, that's
They
great
were-
for children, I think, so young to notice this. So you survived your first
I'll be back next year.
Good,
I loved it.
good.
It was a lot of work, but I'd do
It
it
was,
again in a
yeah.
heartbeat. It was so much
It's
fun.
it's over the top, but
It is
I
over the
just
top, but
yeah,
it's
it
I'll
is.
sign me up for next year.
Yeah,
So,
it's great.
No question.
Thank you to everybody who made
you
this
very
such
much.
a wonderful Easter for so many children. We surely appreciate it so much, and we're always in awe of the generosity of the people of Amesbury, plus the surrounding neighbors
as
and
well.
communities that put the neighbor into our neighbor's table. Thank you again.
Thank you.
right back exactly where you were in that position.
Color guard advance.
Right, come on.
Girl Scout flag of our country, pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Girl Scout promise. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. Thank you to Jen Figueredo and Kelly O'Connor for helping us earn our Caring for Children's badge. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, that's it for today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. Please work hard, stay healthy, and please take time to care for someone. From our town, bye-bye. We're out of here.